Okay, so welcome along to today's meditation where we'll focus on reducing stress and anxiety in the workplace. And I'll ring my bell to start, and I'll also ring it at the end to bring us back to this moment. And when you're ready, just soften your gaze or close your eyes and allow yourself to be present in this moment. And join with me if you choose to taking in 3 deep breaths in through the nose, nice and deep. Hold and breathe out any stress or anxiety nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose nice and deep. And release what no longer serves our highest good. And once more, breathe in through the nose nice and deep. And release any remaining negative energy. And just allow yourself to continue to breathe deeply and calmly. And bringing our awareness to our bodies at this time, I'd like you to check in on yourself. Just bring your focus towards your heart and your lungs, your body, your stomach, your diaphragm, and no expectation to just safely bring your awareness to these aspects of you and how they are feeling at this time. Perhaps if your heart had a voice or your lungs had a voice, what would they be saying to your mind right now about how they're feeling? There's no right or wrong. There just is these feelings that you have. And we remind ourselves at this time that nice deep breaths, like we did at the start, allow us to remind our bodies that we can hold this infinite abundance of air around us. To breathe it in and out consciously brings focus to our body and helps us deal in any situation with any emotion. And we're going to go in this meditation on a little journey. And before we do, I would like you to remember that you are safe, for these 10 minutes are yours and yours alone, that everything can wait until after this meditation. And that wherever you choose to travel, as we travel to a moment in our recent experience, that we are safe and we are observing, and that it's okay to just feel, to observe and to feel without expectation, without trying to fix anything. And when you're ready, I'd like you to join me in imagining that you have the ability to go back in time recently, like you have a little portal in front of you that you could step through safely in the safety of this meditation space. That as you step through it, you would choose a place to go to when perhaps you've been struggling with your stress or anxiety. Your stress could be a work situation, whether you're in the office or at home or traveling. Your anxiety could even be at home or when you're thinking about work over the weekends before you start a working week or in the lead up to something big at work. And I'd like you to choose that moment now safely, knowing that you do not need to relive it, only to observe yourself in that moment. And when you're ready, step through that little portal that you created in time and travel back to that version of you. And when you arrive at that place, I'd like you to see that version of you. Just take a moment to see yourself, who you're talking to, or who you're thinking about. What are you thinking about? What are you talking about? And how does your body look? How do you feel? How's the posture? Is the breathing shallow? Or is it nice and deep? Is the posture hunched over or sitting or standing straight? How does your face look to you? And what energy are you resonating out? Are you defensive? Are you feeling in a corner? Or are you open? Is your posture and your hands and your energy, is your heart open at that time? And I'd like you now to imagine yourself as a bit like a guardian angel of your future self visiting this previous version of yourself. And you could just imagine for a moment that you're sat right there or stood right next to this version of you. And I want you to, if you choose to, say how much you admire yourself, how grateful you are of all these challenges that you work through in your life, and that all of your human reactions, your emotions, no matter how hard these moments feel, are entirely valid. They're yours, and no one can tell you how to feel, only yourself. And perhaps you'd like to extend to this version of you in this stressful moment, or this anxious moment, some love from your heart back to yourself at that time, to know that it's always okay, it always works out in the end, and that in these most difficult experiences we encounter in our lives, there's always a reason. There's always a reason. But these reasons aren't obvious to us in that moment. And this is why, over time, it's always okay. It always comes out for the better, works out for the highest good of you. And as you've sent in this loving, calming affirmation and energy to that previous version of you, I'd like you to imagine now this previous version of you sitting up more straight, breathing more deeply, perhaps even in a very difficult situation, starting to bring an inner smile. Maybe not to your face unless you choose to, but bringing some warmth and love into your heart, remembering that you're a human that deserves to be treated well, to be respected for your unique abilities and gifts, and to know that you're always proud of yourself. In time, you learn to be able to work through these moments better and better every time, allowing yourself, trusting yourself, loving yourself. And I'd like you to also reflect in this now moment version of you how it feels right now as you've sent love to this version of you in the past. Perhaps when we visit our memories with love, kindness, compassion, and putting our self-care first, we're able to allow that same loving energy to flow back into this now moment, like a beautiful flywheel of healing, and knowing that in those difficult moments we said everything we could and we did our very best. And then as we extend kindness into the past, we receive it in the present. When you're ready, I'd like you to leave that version of you in the past with these loving feelings, compassion, kindness, and self-love. And when you're ready, step through that little portal you created and come back into the present moment, to come back to your body in this now moment. Except this time you bring back with you at least one moment that you were able to offer some healing and some love to. And I'd like you to feel that in your heart just now, to feel it in your heart and your lungs, your diaphragm, your stomach extending out across your whole upper body, right up through your head and your brain, out to your fingertips, down your legs into the tips of your toes, just allowing that self-love, a gift that only you can give to yourself, allowing yourself to receive this, relaxing, calming, and readying you for the afternoon ahead of you. And again, you'll always do your best. And when you're ready, come back to this moment, come back to this now, come back to your body. And when you're ready, you can move again and open your eyes. And thank you so much for joining today's meditation. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you, everyone.